Welcome to another edition of Mass Bats and Mayhem. I'm your host, the Outlaw LA Red. You can find me on Twitter at JustinHarvey75. You can find the entire show on Twitter at MMMShow75. And we are joined today with a couple of friends and Byron. Because, you know, what's a show without Byron? Hi, Byron.
Catch me at Byron Fever on all the social medias and Venmo. Send me money. I live in New York. Rent's expensive. Today's a very special day, near and dear to all of our hearts, because Casey isn't here.
No. That's not why it's special. That's not why it's special. Byron, that's not why it's special. I mean, no, that's a good feeling, but it's not why it's special. You know why it's special?
I have no idea. Why don't you tell me?
You're yelling. We're being joined from across the pond by birthday boy himself, replacing the aforementioned Professor Casey. Meatloaf. What's going on, Meatloaf?
Hello. I'm officially old now, so.
Wait, did you say hello? Where's the hello? We brought you on the show for cool British-sounding things. Like, if you're going to say hello, you're totally fired, and we're just going to kick you out of this session.
Tea and crumpets.
Mary Poppins. Yeah, tea and crumpets.
Better. And we're joined by a very special guest today because we seriously want to talk about quite possibly one of the best things that's ever been televised, and I think it's a guy who knows a little something about that. It's our friend and writer and what's your title? Co-executive?
I don't know anymore.
It's the guy who does all the cool shit at Lucha Underground. It's Mr. Joseph, guys. DJ, how's it going?
What's up, guys? Thanks for having me. Meef, nice to see you there across the pond. Thanks for joining me. It's nice to see you instead of Casey.
Well, dude, as soon as Casey found out you were going to be on, of course, he's dodging you. He's ducking you.
He actually peed himself. He didn't want us to tell you that.
I know. I didn't see him at PowerCon, by the way. I went to PowerCon, and he was nowhere to be found. I thought.
Okay, so you actually went. He went too, and he said it was really bad. So
yeah, it was kind of bad. Roach and I were there for maybe 20 minutes, and then we're like, hey, you want to go to the bar?
That's what it is. Nobody saw each other because everybody hit the floor for 30 minutes, and then they were all like, I think Casey went to Little Tokyo to get some ramen or something. You guys are at the bar. Everyone's like, okay, yeah, He-Man's great, and that's just it.
I saw referee John Cone from the WWE there. I was like, I had no idea I'd see you at PowerCon. Saw him for about 10 minutes. He disappeared. Yeah, pretty much everybody did.
Yeah, I was sad that I couldn't go. I was out of town, but made Casey go by himself, which probably also made him not stay as long.
Yeah, it was probably better for you to not be there.
So, Meatloaf, it's your birthday. You're on the show with DJ. You get one question. Ask DJ one question now.
No.
Already?
Ask him.
Oh, God.
Don't make it sexual, Meef.
You don't want to mention Sexy Star, then?
Oh, Jesus.
I'll think about it. Let me think about my question.
All right, you get one.
I wasn't prepared for this.
He's going to go right for the jugular with Sexy Star. Jesus, man. You don't even want to ease into it. Just
$200 to do this. Just like...
Well, Evie Dub talked about it a couple weeks ago on this show. I was surprised that he brought it up at all, but I won't bring it up. How about that? I will just move right on to the thing that I am most excited about, the real reason why I asked you here. Fuck all the bad stuff. Fuck the rumors. Forget all the nonsense. This is the match that I have been waiting to talk about for over a damn year now.
Yeah, me too.
It was amazing. It was amazing. How are you feeling the day after Hell of War, DJ?
I feel pretty good. I've been waiting again, like you have, for gosh, how long has it been? Over a year.
Yeah, it's been like a year and 2 months, I think.
Yeah, so I'm pretty excited that the world finally got to see it, and I think television did it justice. For what it was live, it was pretty awesome. Pretty great feedback too. So I like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of what I was wondering too. I know I saw a ton of great feedback, but I also tend to follow and talk to a lot of people who love Lucha Underground. So, I mean, did anybody hit you with anything negative, like that was too over the top, or?
No, not really. Mostly, I try to just follow positive things because it makes me feel better about myself. If I can.
Good choice.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the coolest thing was seeing the people and fans out there say how much that they respected what Fox and Strickland at Killshot did out there, because what those guys put themselves through and did for our entertainment is just, words can't even describe it. It's absolute insanity, but at the same time, to perform and to execute their storyline and to finish everything the way they did, I mean, those guys, man, they hit a home run. Home run.
I think we always knew you were building to something with those guys, but I mean, did you always know that this was the plan, like for them to go where they went?
We had some ideas of what we wanted to do, and then it kind of, if I can remember, God, it's been so long ago. I think that we had a few different plans, and then somehow 3 Stages of Hell came out as an idea, and then we just kind of kept adding on to it from there, you know.
Well, I was wondering, like, too, with the Dante name that you guys gave AR Fox, if that was like the whole time it was like you wanted to put him through the different layers of hell in Lucha Underground, if that was that, and you know.
We just thought that sounded cool, so that's why we named Dante Fox. Had nothing to do with that, but you know, Stryker has a way with taking some things that we create and then adding another layer to it. So I
thought it was almost that deliberate. And I was
cool.
like, Jesus, AR, I can't believe you signed the contract if these guys really were going to put you through the 7 layers of hell from the time you signed up. If that was the plan.
No, honestly, those guys, a lot of the things that they wanted to do for sure came from them. Especially like the glass. You know, we had been watching, like, I've been watching some Cage of Death and some things like that, and then we started talking, and then they were like, "Hey, can we really do that here?" And why not? Let's try it. And I'm like, "Hey, Eric, can we really do this here?" He's like, "I don't know. Yeah, why not? Let's go for it." And then,
well, Eric's quote was that he turned to you and said, "Like, is this good?" Because he almost didn't know. Like, he lost complete perspective of what was going on.
And I usually say, "Yes, this is good." And then he's like, "Oh, are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, I'm wrong some of the times, but you know, I thought that this would definitely be something that would get people talking about and fit the personal storyline between the two characters.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think that's the difference between this and like some random death match, is that it actually made sense, and even in the way that they were executing the match, it was still really telling the story. You know?
Yeah, I mean, and even right down to the finish of you know, Killshot putting Dante in an ambulance and not leaving him for dead. And, you know, I just thought there's something about the entire story that really, really clicked and worked together. Plus the two talents, I mean, they just had so much chemistry, and we're so excited to work with each other. And they wanted to steal the show. It's like, go ahead. I mean, we tell
Stolen.
everybody to go for it.
They
Stolen.
did.
Officially stolen. Right.
Well, so that death box, before I move on, that death box, was that your idea? Who that was? That them? That thing was crazy.
Well, we had an idea to have the big glass spot, but we didn't know how to set it up. So we just kind of started working around with things. It took a lot. The whole match took a lot of planning. Like, I think we planned that over weeks, and you know, all the little details. And so we're trying to figure out where to do that spot and all that. And that's where it kind of came from. And we decided to build this structure on top of tables, on top of chairs, to kind of help make the impact on the floor less stiff, I guess. But man, yeah, I don't know how that could be at all. But I mean, Fox was like, "I'm cool." They made me bring in like a stunt coordinator. So
wow.
So I had to bring a stunt guy to like show him what we were doing. And then he's like, "Really? Yeah, this is totally cool. We'll do it." Because after the fire thing, like they made me bring in a guy for the fire thing. Anytime I want to do something really crazy, the lawyers are like, "You have to have a bunch of like professional people," even though technically like half of our guys are stuntmen.
I'm sure AR Fox can tell them how to.
What's that, Meave?
I said I can imagine that AR Fox can pretty much tell them how the fuck to do shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's done some crazy stuff.
Yeah. Well, if you do a table bump like Puma and Mundo did something like that on one of their matches from about the same height, the tables help out a little bit. Still looks super cool, but that glass, I don't know how that doesn't make it worse.
Yeah, I mean, he was so comfortable with it, and he was just ready to go and do it. And I mean, those two guys, I just both of them are just class acts too, all the way. I mean, great people to work with backstage. Great, they engaged the characters that we gave them and made them their own and kind of took it to another level. And I mean, I really think Dante too, like, I don't think anybody really had super expectations. Like, I knew what kind of wrestler he was, but as far as an actor, like, man, he was just so solid, and I think one of the best of the whole season for sure. One of the best performers for sure.
Well, look, Dante gets the line of the season with when he's yelling at Knox to "You're gonna help me or you're gonna bleed." I was so glad you guys brought up the audio on that. It killed me, like, because it made the match make more sense. Like, why is the ref helping him? Oh, because he just threatened his life, and now he has no choice.
Yeah, totally. And we had to obviously kind of pull things up and make them a little faster than they really happened. But we wanted to get as much of it in as possible because the match probably went a little bit about 5 minutes longer than.
Yeah, I could tell that.
TV.
I could tell that too. We were talking about to Meatloaf about that right before the show, of like some of the spots of sliding the glass in the ring, and some of that stuff was obviously sped up, and it was, but it was worth it too. It didn't take away from it. Though I will say, man, the anticipation level building up to those high spots, and not even just the like super crazy, glass spots. I mean, some of just the regular spots, like the moonsault off the to the ladder thing over there by the jib side was crazy. And that was really early in the match, and we were all just like, oh my God, what are we seeing? And you could kind of see both of those guys' eyes as they're looking at the crowd like, oh, you guys don't know what you're in for. We are absolutely going for it today.
The best thing, I think, to me, was just the silence in the crowd at the end. I think to me that was, I've never really witnessed that at a wrestling match before, where everybody was just silent at the end. And I thought that was pretty spectacular. People didn't know what they were watching. I really don't. I mean, I did have some fans who were there live come up to me afterwards and said that we went too far. We did this. So, I mean, some people were a little upset, but I mean, those guys wanted to tell that story and they wanted to do it. And it wasn't, anytime we did anything, we were 100% sure that was what they wanted to do. And they were gung-ho about it.
I mean, and Shane's got 2 of these because his match with Marty was pretty far up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
hopefully we don't have to do. They're not going to want to do matches like that again. I mean, I think it's good to do one or two times, but I mean, those guys have so much range and things they can do that it's not necessarily needed. But I think they both felt that the story dictated it and needed it.
Well, I mean. Go ahead, Byron.
Well, it's just blood feuds, necessitate finish like that. I mean, it gets the idea of matches like that, I think, and cage matches in general have been watered down because you just want to put something cool around 2 guys fighting. But it's really they had like the biggest kind of blood feud that you could have in a wrestling story.
Yeah, I think that's what felt like it warranted that kind of big blow off for them, and then we didn't give them the whole show, but basically it was their show, and we wanted to give them that opportunity to shine and prove that those guys are now both legitimate main event guys on Lucha Underground.
Yeah, well, even Lucha Blog, I think, famed Lucha Blog on the Twitter, he just wrote Dante Fox is going to be Lucha Underground champion. Like, just that's how you look at him now. I
will see now. I gotta say, as much as he's probably my favorite guy in Lucha Underground, if he doesn't open up a Twitter account and do a little bit of promotion, I don't know if you should put the strap on him.
That's true. He should definitely start doing podcasts.
Gotta do some promotion. Gotta do some podcast rounds. Gotta hit some tweets and some retweets. We gotta get Dante like a smartphone.
We get compromised and he can do just one podcast. That'd be fine.
Just this one, right?
Yeah.
I'll take it.
You were working him in Vegas at the show.
Every time I see him, I was working him after Ultima Lucha to try to get on, and he was like, I don't know, can I do that from this T-Mobile flip phone? And I'm like, yeah, probably not. He's like, oh, it's a burner anyway. Like,
yeah, he doesn't want to be found.
He hasn't kept the phone number.
Ace in the UK.
Yeah, how does he get booked? Like, who?
Wow.
I often wonder the same thing. It was amazing that we were able to even get in touch with him because we had reached out to him before we even started taping season 1, and he was one of the guys that we wanted very badly at the beginning, but he had a contract that he was under, and it was like at that point it was kind of like him and Ricochet were the two we wanted, and only one was going to get out, and it ended up being Trevor.
Right, which is great also. I mean, great fit. And in fact, I almost like the fact that AR didn't come in right at the beginning, because that would have just almost been too much. You know, I think building slowly into more of the flippy shit guys and him coming in. And I also like the fact that I didn't feel, especially when you guys brought him in, that AR was doing the same flippy shit guy stuff that he had been doing in other promotions. He came in a little more grounded and solid and working some old school ring techniques, which I really liked. And then saving the crazy shit for moments like this makes it that much better.
Oh, yeah. The thing is with Fox, he has the perfectly timed flippy shit. He uses it for devastation, not for bullshit. Not for flipping back on his head repeatedly. He does it for a specific reason, to fucking maim someone.
This guy's pissed.
I love it. But so you don't, going forward, I mean, this was a pretty big one. Do you see more matches of like this getting through at the end of feuds in the future?
I think it would really depend. I mean, I think if we ever had Vamp work again, we probably would have to have something like that again, just because he's more comfortable in that circumstance.
I don't know if you've heard or watched his social media, but he's working out and doing vegetarian milkshakes and stuff.
Yes, he tells me about them all the time.
He's actually tagged with Phantasma down in Mexico. He was booked. He was booked for a match as a tag team partner, I think against it would have been Pagano probably. I want to say Tejano, but I can't remember.
With those guys.
I do think in Lucha it would really depend on the feud to make something that brutal. The issue. I mean, that storyline had been built for a long time, almost 2 seasons, and maybe a little bit more, kind of, if you count it, but. And we'll still continue. We'll still continue anyway, because I don't think anyone will ever kind of split off from who they know and why they know them. But it was it felt right for the situation. And if anything ever deems itself to do something like that again, I'm sure we will. Obviously, the talent would have to be willing and able to want to do something like that, which these guys wanted to do that. And
well, and I mean, I think it's good for guys at that level to want to do that too. And it's like, I hope to God, 4 years from now, I never see, Fox or Strickland doing anything like that. Like, I hope they don't have to.
I hope not. I don't think that they do. And I don't even think they had to necessarily in this one. I think that they wanted to, and they felt that it helped, make their storyline. I mean, it was a fitting end for it.
It did, and when I say had, I definitely mean more internally. I talked to AR after that match, and he full well wanted to do all of that. I know that for a fact. I mean, he wanted to show out. He wanted to bring some of that stuff in. He wanted to make a name for himself, and for him, Ultima Lucha was definitely the highest profile spot to do that. I mean, for a lot of these guys, I mean, everybody was stoked to bring their A game. And, for those of you who weren't there, who are watching this show, I won't say what's still to come, but there's a reason why this is on the first show, because there's still plenty of sick shit left.
Yes.
I wanted, DJ, I wanted to ask you in the first 2 seasons, everyone really harped on the fact that this is a TV show with wrestling, but you have a lot of TV show, resources. Do you take advantage of that with matches like this, with your props or set design or the stunt portion of it? Do you think that you're able to give a better arena for the performers than a standard wrestling show?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, obviously, like in WWE, they have resources that are, ridiculous, the amount of money that they're willing to spend on something. I mean, they can make a ring collapse. We can't really do that. So, I mean, I think we just try to use what we have and try to make something as different as possible and try to do something that no one else is doing or has done before, or take something that's been done before and make it better.
I also don't want to take all the credit away from the other match on the show because A, I love Dr. Wagner. B, I really like Tejano. And C, who knew that Famous B could actually fly? That bump from midway at the stairs, like Famous B is a bump machine sometimes, and people I think don't realize that, but that bump was for real.
Yeah, dude, that had to hurt so bad. By the way,
when I saw that, it felt like they knew what was coming up behind them, and they're like, "We got to get one GIF in on this show. We got to get one GIF."
I mean, well, you know, B's had his arm broken and he's gone into this more managerial role, but you knew if he was going to get in the ring, he was going to show out a little, even if it was, you know, flying down the steps at the wrong end of a vicious bump.
B can go. I mean, people don't know that so much, but he can go, man. Like, he's a great wrestler, and it was he's just so much fun in that character. Like, it's to me, it's one of my favorite things, just because I know it's a little over the top and ridiculous, but that's part of the thing that I love so much about it.
How weird is it now, too, that Wagner's unmasked, and if it hadn't been for the dang hiatus, this match would have probably aired right before he got unmasked. It would have been perfect timing.
Yeah, it would have actually, really worked out pretty well. But, you know, it's going to be weird how we address it going forward, whether Wagner will have a mask, whether he won't in Lucha Underground, because it is kind of a different universe, but we'll make that decision. Hopefully.
Yeah, he kind of still wears the mask, though. And he's now Ray Wagner. So, you know, he's changed it a bit, and he's still, like I said, he wears the mask down to the ring as a presentation.
Well, yeah, there's that.
So,
well, you have wrestlers on your show that have taken their mask off in other careers.
Yes. I mean, Superfly was an example. Yes.
There's another one I can't remember.
Texas Star.
And, on the dancing show.
Rey Mysterio.
Yeah. No, hey, Ray gets a total pass. Ray gets a total pass.
Yeah, it was WCW. It's fine.
Okay, so I have to ask you about the non-sexy star elephant in the room, because people keep talking about it, and you can choose to answer or not answer this question, DJ.
No, that's just perfectly.
The glass, was it candy glass, or was it real, or was it safety glass? There's been a huge debate going on.
That is real tempered glass. That's what they call tempered glass. It's what's in your sliding glass doors or your windows, or your car window, or it's glass that when it gets hit, it shatters into a million pieces, rather than like the glass up on the temple where the little windows are. That is not tempered glass for those.
Well, right. So if you were to be a monster, if you were to be a monster that wanted to punch through one of those, that probably wouldn't go so well for you, right?
Yeah. Especially if you punch the wrong one. That's not the tempered glass or the sugar glass. We've used sugar glass for lots of other things, but that was pretty much like from a piece of sliding glass door. Basically, that's what they make us.
Yeah, and honestly, you can kind of tell. A lot of people I saw posted, "Oh no, it's candy glass," blah blah blah. But I know people that snuck away with a few of the little pieces from it, and there's nothing candy about it.
No, candy glass would probably cut you a little bit, but not like those. I mean, those guys had pieces of skin just taking out of their body.
Yeah, that was hard way blood, guys.
Was that chunk of flesh on the stretcher real?
Yes, it was. That was actually from Fox's back.
Didn't you see his back outside, Byron? You could see the piece.
Was that surgically put back onto his body? That was a lot of flesh.
No. That was left on the stretcher or lost on the floor somehow, I think, later
Someone's
on.
taken that home.
Like some PA just swept it up later?
Yeah, it probably got mopped up by those guys who mop. Or the ones who spray the ring with whatever they spray the ring with.
That's such a fun sight to see.
It's in the shop vac that
the kid with the glasses.
Was it hard to I mean, I don't know if it was you or EBW, but was it hard to decide to leave it in the very first episode of Ultima Lucha Trace? I mean, it's a pretty big moment. And I know you don't want to blow any moments that are later down the line, so you almost wanted to run early, but I'm just curious what the thought process was putting it there.
Yeah, I mean, it was written that way, and then at the same time, we knew that it was going to be spectacular, and we wanted to kind of spread out. If you look at the show as one 5-hour show, we wanted to spread out the carnage, but as you'll see, there's lots more to come, and it's not so spread out. But I think it worked. It's definitely for me. It set the tone and it let people know that Lucha Underground, we still don't fucking play around. So, that I think it's a good thing. If anything, I think it'll get people to watch a lot next week too, and the week after, and the week after that. So,
well, let's hope so. I mean, I'd love to see Lucha go out with some big numbers, and then hopefully that drives this whole season 4 green light thing to the place where it needs to be.
Yeah,
because that's a pain in the butt, I'm sure. How does that affect you too? I mean, a lot of people think it's just the wrestlers, but I know that affects you guys as well. How's that affecting you these days?
It's killing me. I mean, like, first of all, like, it's the most fun job ever. It's fun for me to do. I really love it. It's something I'm passionate about. And then, I was planning to come back last February, and then I was told no. So I had given up other, how that works. I'd given up other opportunities because I was holding out for that. So then I lost out on those opportunities, and I had to move on to the next one. And that came around like springtime. It's like, oh, it's going to happen. And I kind of fell for it again. So, for me, it's like, I think that the break kind of got me a little bit, but it's fine. I survive. I find other things to work on if I can. But as you know, like, not only are the performers, they don't get to work on the TV show, but either do the crew and the,
Yeah, I mean, it's the same thing. People don't get that we're all kind of freelance in the TV world, and when one job runs out, you got to run out and find another one, and if you hold out for one, that means you're passing stuff up.
Yeah, it's like, I haven't gotten a paycheck for 14 months either. It's like so yeah, that's the kind of thing that's tough about it. But you go and you try to live on, and then hopefully it comes back soon.
Yes, we are all hoping that. But I figured I wanted you to put your 2 cents on it too, because I know people out there think that you guys are behind it and blah blah blah. It's like, man, this is corporate level stuff. That, like, the guys who do the day-to-day work, they don't have any control over this stuff, guys. It's just
if I could do this every day, 52 weeks a year, I would do it. But that's just not the way it works.
All right, so how far ahead do you really have ideas right now? Have you and Roach brainstormed all the way to like 4, 5, 6, 7? Like, how far?
We have some ideas that are kind of deep, but we have some stuff for season 4. We definitely have the first episode of 4 figured out already. But I know that, and we're trying to figure out, depending on what happens and how everything works, what we're going to do for the whole season 4. But we'll see.
I mean, that's got to be fun too, and hopefully all the talent that is under contract still makes it back somehow. That's got to be a nightmare to boot.
Yeah. There's a lot that's going to go into it, but I think when everybody does get back, everybody's going to be happy to be back and ready to go to work and do what we do. So, I mean, it's got to come back. It's got to.
I think so. I mean, I know Kevin Cross is really biding his time because he really, really, really wants to get in there. He was so stoked, and then everything kind of meandered down to where we are now.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one guy was like, oh, we know he's coming in now. We have no clue what you guys are going to actually do with him. And everybody's really excited about it. And then, it's like, oh, fuck, we just can't get there.
Yeah. You definitely feel bad for a guy like that, too. Even the break too, where people had matches that were coming up that they really wanted to get out there because it would up their stock elsewhere, and that didn't happen. But those are the ropes. That's how things work out. And we've been fortunate to do 105 episodes of the show, so to have the opportunity to do that, it's been a dream come true. It's been fun, and hopefully we get to make more.
That did the 100th episode thing, which we talked to about with EV Dub. Did that like really creep up on you? Did it? Because I was there and it felt different. It was like there was a certain amount of reverence in the temple for the fact that you guys had gotten there. Because when we all showed up that day, I don't think a lot of us realized that it was really already at 100 episodes.
Yeah, and plus I think you guys, it's like we kind of tape, like, I guess in a way, sometimes we tape completely something way out of order depending on schedule, but we usually try to, at least in season 3. Season 1 we taped 1 episode a day. And then season 2 I think we did 2 episodes a day, and then season 3 they're like, hey, can you do 3 episodes a day? I was like, probably more like 2.5. So we kind of started to do like 2.5 every time. So yeah, it did kind of creep up. But it was a good thing. When it did happen, it was like, holy cow! I can't believe this happened so fast. It was like, for us, almost maybe 2 years. You know, a little over 2 years, and that had happened that fast. That's pretty amazing.
All right, so of your Lucha Underground talent, these guys that are totally have been getting over on your show with your storylines, that have gone out there into the world, whose stuff are you liking the most out there, whether it be indies or Impact or AAA or what? What guys are you really digging from Lucha Underground as they've spread out into the world in this long break?
God. I think you don't necessarily follow everything everybody's doing out there, but you know, I mean, the guys that stood out to me in the season were Fox, Killshot, Marty. I mean, Phoenix, he always delivers for me as kind of and always delivers as like a super baby face, which is amazing. You know, obviously, you know, like Pentagon, I'm happy for him. You know, it is odd though sometimes when you see like every show is running Lucha Underground except for Lucha Underground. You know, it's like every indie card I see is Lucha Underground. I'm like, damn, everything is going to be used up by the time we get back.
Well, true. You're going to have to flip the script a little bit maybe because those guys have kind of gone out into the world with a lot of that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much every card, like most indie shows I see is basically Lucha Underground.
They already spoiled the big Bob Holly Mil Muertes match we've been waiting for.
Yes, dude, I'm telling you. How did you know about that?
Well, I know I wanted it, and I know someone did it.
Yeah. How do you like me now?
I was surprised when I saw like footage of, you know, Madelson out there doing flip bumps off the rope with people and shit. I was like, that dude's like 6 whatever. Like, how is that possible?
Oh yeah, he's nuts, man. I did like this action movie thing for Big Brother where I got punched in the face, and there's like this big thing called the Revengers on Big Brother, and Austin was there, and it was good to see him. We were kind of talking about like, he's like, you should see the shit I'm doing at bar wrestling. You have to come to bar wrestling. I'm like, yeah, I've been working on Thursday nights, so I haven't been able to go, but I gotta see it. He's like, you know, we had Rick Knox do coke, and then like, he's like, I do flips, and I was like, okay, cool, man. Like I'd always known that he could do some of that stuff, but he's like, him and John, I know that they work together a lot, and he's really like, he's like, wait till you see the shit I'm ready to do, man. So I'm like, I'm pretty hyped for him.
I'm excited to see him come back too.
What was that? There's brother wrestles there occasionally, or I don't know.
Yeah. He
tries to sell his workout book.
Did you guys ever see him wrestle a dark match for us?
It sat next to him at Ultima Lucha Tress. And
I think
the whole time with his stupid green hair.
Saw that match. I don't think I was there for that one though.
I can't remember if he worked dark for us or if he just worked, like sometimes we do camera, like before we come in, we'll do like the whole camera test day, and we'll bring in a bunch of guys and take a look at them. And that's how we found like Mariachi Loco, or that's how we found Dragon Azteca.
You guys should let us come to those because we'll shit on them royally if they suck.
Yeah,
you guys will know because Casey will just be sitting there going.
Casey will just hate everybody.
But honestly, dude, we shit on Madelson when he first came out too, and I have nothing but respect for the guy now. Like I feel bad about it, but at the same time, I just call him like I see him. But man, we shit on him hard the first couple of weeks. No kidding. Like we really, really did.
Well, he wasn't doing all that great in the ring. He looked cool. He was doing good character stuff, but in the ring at the beginning, he wasn't doing that great. And like even Killshot was pretty green and rough when he started. And you could see it, but. Yeah, just in the 3 seasons of taping, he's you're speechless watching him now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
and I'm not afraid to change my mind, but
absolutely. I mean, some people you have to take your time with them and let them develop over time on the show. I mean, like with Luchasaurus, it's kind of like, you know, we just want him to come in and do big things, you know, and you know, big, impactful, simple things to start, and then we can always grow from there. If he goes out and does something crazy and it doesn't work out, then he'll be forever probably laughed at.
All right, since we're talking reptiles too, we gotta get Thunder Rosa back in the ring. Her in-ring is so good now. Oh my god, like
definitely. Like I think that's another example of somebody that we knew had it. you know, like definitely like she has it, but she just needed some time in the ring, and we would get there. I mean, in the beginning when we first debuted her, people kind of shit on some of the things that she did, but I've always had faith and always believed in the kind of performer she was. I could tell from the first day I ever met her.
I think her investment in the character too was over the top, like the whole body motion thing and how she just changed her entire persona. And if you'd seen her as Thunder Rosa and then coming in and doing that like completely differently, that to me immediately said like, this is a person that is going above and beyond to inhabit the character and make it work. And that's always something that if you're paying close attention should catch your eye. You know, the people like Marty. I mean, you know, the people that are going that extra step to really inhabit the character, because Marty's like legit insane now because of that damn character.
Marty is gone above and beyond where you need to go. He's in like crazy like method acting mode right now. You know, he's like Jim Carrey.
So is he really going to be a? Go ahead, Byron.
I was just going to say, it was really cool around Mother's Day. Marty's parents were there, and he was out. I think he was out at the merch booth, like buying them shirts or something, and everyone started cheering for him. And it was a respect thing. I think it was after one of his big matches too, and he did the motion that moths make, and everyone did it with him. And it was a real cool moment to see him because he had earned so much of the fans' respect in Lucha Underground, and then got to show that and give that to his parents.
Yeah,
that was a real cool moment.
It's always cool when the parents come backstage at Lucha Underground. It's like, and have them actually see what kind of chaos we've created. But they always seem to be pretty happy afterwards, being like, "Wow, it's just like it's such a cool vibe backstage. Like everybody's cool." And
didn't Jack's family come out once too?
God, I don't know. Everybody's family has come out. Even people that are like not family, but like people who like do things for people and stuff. They show up too. You never know.
Dig it.
No follow-up questions.
Wait, so now is Marty really going to be like a full-time clown in AAA now?
No. That was just kind of showing he's insane. It was originally supposed to be half his face, but he did it all, and it was just like, okay, whatever. And then
I mean, I dig it, and it was scary, but it was just like, oh my God, what is Marty going to be another fucking clown in AAA? What's going on here?
No, yeah. I think he's probably more of a cult leader, or a kind of like a Charles Manson in a way, or something like that, you know?
What do you think about AAA, DJ? The Triplemania. It was a little bit of a cluster, in my opinion.
Yes, it was.
But at the same time, I got to tell you, that didn't make it unenjoyable. Like the whole thing was really, really fun, minus the fact that I missed Cross's run-in because of the fight. And Kevin Gill, he got shit on plenty for it. I mean, it's ruined his whole existence, but whatever, that's his fault.
Here comes another worldwide famous luchador.
Well, we didn't give them any notes, like to their thing. Like we didn't give anybody any notes. We didn't tell anybody the finishes. It was like, and it was like we were hoping that they had done some research, but I guess.
No difference between Scorpions, Rocky Like a Hurricane, and fucking Rainbow in the Dark by Ronnie James Dio.
What was that?
I mean, he didn't know the difference between Scorpions and Dio.
And Ronnie James Dio.
Well, I didn't get to listen to that. I was like more concerned with what was going on everywhere, all the craziness, and there was cameras everywhere. It was nuts.
I gotta imagine being backstage that was equally as crazy as watching it from the front of the house.
Yeah, I mean, I was really crossing my fingers for the battle royal, because we really was that was like destined for a kind of disaster, and it started all right, and then then it just turned out really bad. But it is what it is, and like Sean Hernandez told me, he's like, Deej, relax. It's Mexico, and I'm like, yeah, but like, he's like, you're never gonna have things like perfectly how you want them, it's like, it's not, you can't be stressed like you are in lucha. You can't, do that. You just have to just let it go, man. And I was like, hearing that from Hernandez, it made me feel better about that.
Can you talk about the backstage cameras? Because I heard a couple things. I don't know how official or what.
Yeah, I don't know what I can say or what I can't, but sure.
Okay.
Ask, Byron.
Oh no, I just wanted to ask who they were and what it was for.
there were some camera people that I knew there, and then there was TNA had some Impact or whatever. What are they now? Global Force. They had some cameras there, and then Vampiro had like a camera crew there that was just for him from Canada.
Oh, he said Vampiro TV. He was telling us that he's going to show us how to make almond milk on it.
So that was pretty cool. And then, yeah, so there was a lot of cameras there, and a lot of the things were filmed, and yeah, it was cool, man.
Well,
plus Dr. Wagner was there, which is so cool. Anytime you see Dr. Wagner, he's like the coolest person ever.
Well, there's got to be a documentary on his career retrospective culminating with his mask match. I mean, that has to have been in the works, maybe.
I hope so. That would be awesome. But yeah, it was just overall, it was a crazy event, but a very good event. It started well. The middle was a bit rough, and it ended well.
Well, and that's the thing that I kind of liked about it, and I guess maybe that's why I went away from it feeling really good, was because the Wagner moment, I think it was done absolutely right. I liked the match. I liked the ending. I liked how everyone played it. And it was like, how can you go away from this event not being happy when that's what you get at the end? I mean, you got what you paid for.
Yeah, and there was another match where where people were not 100% wrestling, so that was tough. I was happy with the event. I know. So I mean, it was cool. It was fun. I was ready to go home afterwards, though. It's
and how's Vamp holding up down there? Because I know that he's been putting in a ton of work.
I love it because like Vamp is like me at Lucha, and then I get to sit back and kind of just like throw out my opinions here and there, and if he wants to take them, he can take them. If and it's like, and I can watch him like screaming at somebody in the production truck, and like I don't know what he's saying to them, but it's usually like, you stupid motherfuckers, you stupid motherfuckers.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, but he, he's got a lot on his plate, and it's tough because you don't have. It's not like you have. I mean, granted, Triplemania had everything. I mean, as far as any production I've ever done, like they had everything there. It was like as close to like a WWE event that I had done in a long time. I mean, they had everything. It was a first class all the way type thing. And then, but when you're running a little bull arena in some small town, and the floor and your locker room floor is dirt, and your monitor doesn't work, it can become very frustrating.
Oh, I bet.
So and yeah, it's and trying to implement stories, and sometimes things get changed, and it's just the way it is. It's as Hernandez told me. It's Mexico, man.
It is Mexico.
you just have to let it be it. And
I still think that he gets credit for the. I think he gets credit for the work of the year with the whole thing between him and Mundo and Taya, and I still don't know exactly what's true or not true. And I don't necessarily want to know because I enjoyed the entire scenario, following it on Twitter and behind the scenes, and I thought it was a genius way to get especially the American Smark audience invested before Triplemania, and I think it actually worked, and I think all of us got worked, and we should love it.
Well, it was good. It changed the narrative from a bunch of talent that wasn't working and they weren't making money off of the talent to talking about talent that the company was making money off of. It was genius.
And he apologized. He apologized at the last when he was doing the commentary on the Ring and Rock Stars. He actually said, you know where to find me. Give me a call. To Taya. So
should never apologize for a good work. Damn it.
It's a
horrible situation.
It was an interesting dynamic for sure, but we had fun. But I think I definitely agree with you that it got U.S. fans interested in AAA for the first time in a while, so that was good. Got people talking.
The Twitch thing was really good too. Like I was really happy that they were on there, and I hope the way things blew up for our OG Kevin Gilfred there don't deter them from doing that in the future, because
I don't think that's. I think the plan is to hopefully continue to do things like that, because I think that's really cool, and it's a different avenue to show people your product.
Yeah, I've been watching Wrestle Circus on there too, and watching the Triplemania broadcast and the marathon leading up to it too. Casey and I were watching for like 2 days straight all the old Triplemania highlights they were showing. I thought it was really good, and hopefully more American fans can use stuff like that to get into it.
And there are a lot of young talent in AAA right now that are just insane. I mean, they're just so good.
Oh,
so,
I see that twinkle in your eye. Are you eyeing some of those dudes to possibly bring them in?
Is that something you're looking to do to try to bring, or has that been a difficult thing for season 3 to have more of that Lucha Libre influence in Lucha Underground?
I kind of like the hybrid version of it, but obviously I'd like to bring in, you always like to bring in a little bit of fresh blood here and there to keep the show fresh and new. I mean, but we have some ideas, and you'll see what happens.
I don't want to ask for names because I want to be surprised when they show up.
Oh, definitely.
I won't say any names because then they'll probably somebody will try to sign them underneath me or something like that. You never know.
Don't bring in that guy.
I'm paranoid.
Don't bring in that guy in the purple underwear, Phantasma, because Meef will just blow his load. He has that naked man in the back of his room right now.
Is that Phantasma?
That's fantastic. He had the crotch specifically sculpted with a giant bulge. That's why it's turned away. So in his mind, it would accurately reflect Phantasma.
It's for the cape, okay? It's for the cape.
The cape covers the back.
Yeah, I know.
Or are you going to get his cape? Is that what's happening?
I bought his cape. I bought his.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah, I bought the one that he actually wore, the Triplemania.
Is that a glass case, or is that?
No, that's going to turn into another unit. I'm making one for my masks that I buy. And
we say you have your own King Cuerno trophy room now. It looks like you're gonna have a deer head. You're gonna have
I was tempted.
If you look ever so closely, you can just see the outline of the handprint right there on Meef's shoulder, I think. You're such a mark. Oh, my God.
He's a good guy. He's good to me, man. So,
you bought his cape, so yeah, man.
Better be good to you, boys. I don't even want to know what other delicates of his you've purchased.
He bought his underwear, too.
Yeah,
somebody
I bought the whole outfit.
Do you know it's a weird thing? When I worked at WWE, someone asked me to sign a pair of BDJ's underpants, and somebody actually bought those.
What the ever living fuck? Are you serious?
Like 3 pairs, 3 pairs, and I was like, "What?" Hopefully, this person's listening, but is a weird dude. It's like,
wow, that is strong. That is strong.
I think they paid I want to say he paid like $75 for them, and I think I got like $6. and then Vince kept the rest.
Wow.
Oh, this is where you need Casey for his panties fucking line.
Casey, there's this one MMA fighter that shit herself, and Casey, I think, bought replica shitty tights from her.
Oh, that's cool.
He couldn't afford the real ones, so he just had her shit in fake ones.
we have the Phoenix mask from the first Grave Consequences, and it smells so horrible.
Well, you have like a little mini Lucha Underground museum. I saw pictures during your live shows.
Yeah. It smells like death. But yeah, we have a lot of cool little things like that. Yeah, we should auction them, but I guess they want to save them for.
I'd buy them.
I like the idea of having a little museum type piece at the temple when people show up. I also like the idea of actually selling real merch.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, everybody wants them to sell real merch. I want an officially endorsed Killshot mask made by Lucha Underground that Shane gets a cut of. Will that ever happen?
I don't know. I would like that to happen, but I don't think
buy one off of eBay and send them $20.
Yeah.
We need more black superhero merchandise. That's what we need in America.
We're making a race thing.
Oh, of course I am. Speaking of race things, no, this has nothing to do with race. Okay. I have to say this about Big Brother.
Okay.
Anybody who thinks reality TV is written all the time is totally wrong, because how in the hell did Cody win the $25,000 from the fans? How is that possible?
It shows the power of social media, man.
What? That blew my mind more than the fact that Paul lost. I almost cried a little bit. I didn't understand it. I was completely.
I think they did it just to stick it to Paul. I think the fans did it. It's crazy, man. But there was a whole rally to vote for Cody online, and people went. They did it. It just shows. And it shows the true power of social media, man, where you can influence something like that. Because I thought for sure like Kevin was going to win. I said Kevin, maybe Christmas. They're kind of like they're likable, and then they picked Cody. But now Cody and Jessica are going on the Amazing Race.
Well, God bless them, because they're definitely worth the ratings. But at the same time, Cody. Well, I get how Cody is a great character because of the fact that he is so anti a good character for a reality show. I mean, he just sat there in the jury house like, fuck this. This is stupid. Like, really? We're going to talk about these people? Why am I even still here? Like, his whole attitude, I guess,
is what makes him good.
Yeah. Because it made it good. But sitting there, you're like, but don't just be a bump on the log. Do something with that. But I guess it worked, so I can't say shit. And Paul, who played the best game in Big Brother history, got bupkissed again, twice in a row.
Yeah, that has to suck so bad. But hey, he made $100,000.
He made $100,000. Look, it's a professional job. He's a professional Big Brother player now. Like, give up 4 months of your life, make half your nut for the year, sitting in the house playing the best ever and losing. Like, there you go.
Yeah,
friendship, buddy.
So good, unbelievable though.
Well, I mean, I'm still surprised that Cody managed to get through you yelling directly in his face. Just he no-sold the shit out of you.
Did not care.
Okay, there's something wrong with that guy. If you got in my face like that, DJ, I'd have to say I would have cracked in a heartbeat. That was so over the top.
Yeah, that was really fun, by the way.
And I like the Revengers thing, by the way. I thought it was really awesome. You were talking about that earlier. I thought that was a cool next level step for Big Brother, the show that's really done almost everything at this point.
Yeah, it was really cool. It was fun to do too. But yeah.
So now,
go ahead.
Have you talked to your boy Roach about celebrity thing? Has he got to deal with that all fall long?
Yeah, I think he's going to have that coming up. He's got another season of Big Brother after that, and we've got hopefully Lucha. So it could be plus Roach has got he's got
a movie,
big
right?
Movie coming out. Man, he's good. He's killing it right now.
Yeah, well, Roach is going to have to buy us all dinner if we all can't stay employed.
Right?
He's Mr. Moneybags. I'm sure EB will be knocking on his door soon like, hey, bro, can you buy me a dinner?
So, yeah, it's I'm really happy for him, and it's going to be hopefully. But he's kind of like me, where it's like if we could just go to the temple every weekend, it would be like the greatest thing ever. Because
he's so much better. And we'll go to the temple and make a bunch of money. Let's get you guys paid. Right?
Yeah, I mean it's fun. It's so much fun.
All right, birthday boy, have you had enough time to think about your question before we let DJ go?
I was just going to say I would like him to thank himself for whoever decides to send Kevin Cross out to miss the boxing.
Oh, in AAA?
Yeah. So whoever decided to send Kevin Cross out at the exact time the fight started, I'm so happy with that person.
You're a jerk. Cross is going to kill you. You realize that, right?
Well, the goal was when the fight was to hopefully be hit the Wagner match right when the fight ended, and actually it worked. So that was that was good for us. That's exactly what we wanted. So I know the title match is there, but they wanted the Wagner match is the money match of the episode. So. Sorry.
And it was, and I missed Cross, but I went back and watched it on Twitch. I missed, and actually I had started watching that match, and I think the boxing started right at the beginning of it, and then, I missed that, and I think what was that, the Pagano match after that or something? Yeah, so that was part of the other thing that I missed, and then I came back and saw the end, and then I watched that stuff the next day, and I was okay with it, and I was happy that Kevin still got his moment and got to be in a venue that huge at this stage of his career is still pretty damn big.
It was awesome. I mean, the arena was packed. It was fun. And it was cool, though. I went out to go buy merch So I snuck out. I was like, I'm going to go buy some merch. I bought like some people some T-shirts and stuff like that. And I ran into probably like 3 or 4 separate Lucha Underground fans that were just there to go see Triplemania. And it was like really cool. And like people even people that I have never even seen in the temple that like just came up to me. I sat down and had a beer with this guy and his wife who were Lucha Underground fans. They bought me a beer. I was like, this is amazing. I did. Plus, hey, I'm in Mexico. I can have a beer while I'm working. And yeah, it was really, really, really cool, man. It was really
and that was the whole point of doing the whole thing. I mean, it was supposed to bring some interest up here to take some back down there. I mean, there is a certain amount of success to the whole experiment that I think people forget at times because there's been, a lot of turmoil or indecision about getting the next season going. But at the same time, the experiment worked, right? I mean, this is a success in the grand scheme of things.
I mean, I think so. I mean, it's definitely, I think, a creative success. If anything, I can say, I think if Lucha Underground were never to come back, you could always look back on it and say that we did something different. We did something that hadn't been done before. And I think that's one thing we can definitely be proud of. So
that's true. So coming up, you got the rest of Ultima Lucha, which, I'll let you give your version of the plug for it since I know you can't tell us exactly what's happening.
Yep. Yeah, Ultima Lucha. We have 3 more parts left. Next week is a huge week. I think it's the main event is Marty the Moth versus Phoenix, Mask versus Hair, which is, in my opinion, another one of my favorites of Ultima Lucha. So right. That's a classic one. It's a good match, great story. Then the following week, I'm not sure what's exactly on there. And then obviously the finale is just 2 hours. And
right. So next week is what? Evie and Katrina's next week too, right? And then the battle royal
and the unique opportunity battle royal, yeah. And then I think the following week might be
Havoc Pentagon.
Yeah. I think so.
Havoc Pentagon, I think, is in the next week, and then find your finals at the end. But
yeah.
Crazy stuff, man.
There's lots of craziness. It's going to keep getting better and bigger. And on the finale, stick around. Don't
dip out. How long is that episode? Just an hour long, or is it even longer?
Oh, no, two. The finale is 2 hours.
Okay, I was going to say, yeah, because being there, and I'm just thinking about all the shit that you guys still have left, and it's like, because I mean, even for the tapings, that shit went way longer than normal both days.
Yeah, people were tired at the end of that.
Oh, dude, I was not tired at the very end of the second day, man. I was amped up. We were like standing around in the parking lot, like, do we try to crash the after party? Do we go and drink somewhere? Like, what do we do? I want to jump out of an airplane right now and skydive.
Did you guys come to the after party?
No, I think we could have, and then we decided that we didn't want to get drunk.
I bailed pretty early too. I was like, I'm too tired for this.
Oh no, we couldn't get in. We also heard that a few people weren't allowed in.
Oh really?
Is that what happened?
To the little boots didn't get to go in.
Who?
Remember him?
Who?
Oh yeah.
The guy.
His little boots.
This is some inside reference that I don't even know.
You don't know. He's
something Byron doesn't want to say.
He wouldn't let. I don't want to say his name because I don't want to publicize him. But he would sell.
Urban? Urban?
No, not Urban. I bought a Patron shirt out of his trunk, like season 1.
Oh no, Alberto El Patron wasn't there.
Season 1?
No, Alberto El Patron was.
No, I'm saying like this guy sells like bootleg.
I'm just kidding.
No selling you, dumbass.
I heard he was there. He just wore a mask. He was.
Is that you bought a Alberto El Patron shirt out of Alberto's trunk? Come on now. I don't believe that either.
Not out of Alberto Patron. Whatever.
Oh, that's right. People were selling. Were people selling bootleg merch and all that?
Season 1, there was bootleg outside, which was cool because it's not like you guys were selling it.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
But not
bootleg,
DJ.
The bootleg stuff was probably cooler.
That shit did get shut down by season 2, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah.
That shit got real shut down. That was like,
yeah.
Is that when the security guards changed too and everything?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, God.
That's when we all started showing up in Lucha Click t-shirts instead. Like, okay, let's just make our own shit because just get a little real out in the lot here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, DJ, thank you so much for joining us, dude. It's been a blast, and we were really excited about this episode. I mean, this was the one, man, and I hope all the best for AR Fox and Dante and Killshot, Shane. That those guys, like, I hope their booking fees go way up, and I hope everybody pays the shit out of it because they deserve it.
Those guys are awesome. They for sure should. And thanks for having me on to talk about this. This is probably my favorite time on this show. Probably not because of me, Floaf, but probably just because Casey wasn't here.
Duly noted. We will make sure to ring you up again the next time Casey bails on us and can't show up for the show.
Please, that would be really it was a really nice time I had here tonight.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure for us, or for me as well.
All right, fellas.
Thanks, DJ. We'll catch up with you soon.
Okay, bye.
All right. A little Chris DeJoseph action there. So it's funny because we've really talked the episode to death, but I feel like maybe we should go over a couple things. So, and hitting the card again. So the matches you got coming up, and this is why this is so ridiculous. Fucking Ultima Lucha Trace. I know it's been so long since this happened for any of us who were there live, but please don't sleep on the fact that this is still one of the greatest weekends of wrestling ever. It was taped. It was filmed. It's coming on in the next few weeks. If you didn't watch this week's episode, buy it on iTunes or watch
it's on Amazon
on demand on Sling, which is still up right now, or get it on Amazon. 100% worth it. Even Lucha Blog said it was actually worth paying for it, and he's almost as cynical as Casey at times. So the matches you've got this is the whole card. Just listen to this card because this is craziness. You've got Tejano and Famous B and Tejano versus Famous B and Dr. Wagner, which was on the past episode. Killshot versus Dante Fox in the Hell of War match with the 3 stages. So if you haven't watched it and you heard us talk about it all night, you have to go back and watch that. It is the stupidest match of the year. Right there. And even if you don't think it's the actual match of the year, you'd be a moron to not believe that it's a candidate for match of the year.
No, it's absolute match of the year. It's not even subjective or up for debate.
And look, something else might come and blow doors on it, and maybe this will inspire somebody somewhere else to want to beat it as match of the year for 2017. But for right now, it's got my vote, and there's a couple others that were close, but it's up there. So that's what you had in the first episode. The next week you got Eve Elise and Katrina. Then you've got the Unique Opportunity Battle Royal, which features Paul London, Malasuerte Saltador, the Rabbit Tribe, Argenis, Cortez Castro, a.k.a. Ricky Reyes. Don't know which character he's showing up in the Battle Royal as, but it's one of those guys. Son of Madness. And I didn't beat DJ up about that, but it was... I was hoping Son of Madness was done, but he's been announced for the Battle Royal, so Son of Madness still exists. He hasn't been run out of town completely yet. Benny Massaro, who is probably the odds-on favorite to win it all. You've got the Mac in there, and I hope the Mac does well because I feel like you get to the end of the season, and Mac really had a breakout season too, but he doesn't really have a storyline going into Ultima Lucha Trace, which is something that's kind of hard to believe almost.
Yeah, well, he had that huge program with the champ.
Yeah, right in the middle of the season. I mean, he was kind of the main rival for a minute there.
Yeah.
And his storylines kind of dissipate. So I hope he has a good showing or maybe even wins the Unique Opportunity. I don't know. Mac's a great guy. Joey Ryan is also in there, and he's still got beef with Ricky Reyes. You got Ricky Mundos, our Johnny Mundo clone. And the Darewolf PJ's there, so hopefully I guess he'll get Ricky's back because I'm pretty sure the next candidate, Masquerita Sagrada, could probably take him. And then you've also got Pimpy. So Pimpy and Masky are in there together. Do you think they'll lock horns? Could you see Pimpinella and Masquerita coming to blows?
No, they're friends. I thought they tagged together.
Yeah, but it's every man for themselves, or every Pimpinella to himself.
All I know is that we hadn't seen Pimpinella in forever, and we didn't get the benefit of having the graphic of the Battle Royal before it happened. So when Pimpy came out, I lost my shit.
Yeah, I did too. It was really great to see Pimpy back in the temple. But, you know, the Wagner secret was kept well, which was why I guess that was great that kind of led the thing off, because that match had been announced as just Famous B versus Tejano. And it was great to get another little Wagner surprise. Even though we've gotten other Wagner surprises, it's always great when Wagner shows up. The dude's like 753 years old and still wrestles better than the 20-year-olds out there.
Did you see the Triplemania? He's absolutely schooled the guy he's given his mask to. That's what felt bad about it, because he was like so much better than Psycho Clown.
He also, anytime he comes onto Lucha Underground with a surprise, he's preceded by just a fantastic doctor-related pun.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, what was Famous B's announcement this time?
He makes house calls.
Oh yeah,
Which might have been the same thing he said last time.
You know, he could have said the doctor is in. Come on, there's other ones out there. But he did say he hit him up on his pager. Oh, yeah. What's up, Jim?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Give me 5.
Can you guys hear me?
I can. You're loud and clear.
Perfect.
You look like you're calling into TMZ or something.
Right? Yeah. I can't believe I just missed DJ, but shit. I just got home from work. So
you're his replacement tonight.
Yeah, it happens. What's up, guys?
We're just kind of starting to talk about the episode, minus the DJ's opinion of it, which was amazing. But yeah, he said it was terrible. It was his worst thing he's ever done.
Right, I'm sure.
No, I think he was.
No, he actually said he liked it a lot. Just so you know, we're joking.
So I'm kind of running down the overall Ultima Lucha Trace card that you got here. So that's the unique opportunity battle royal. Then next week you've also got the Phoenix versus Marty the Moth of Martinez Apuestas match with the hair versus mask, which is pretty big because Marty's got a nice big old head full of hair and not the kind of face that's going to look good very bald. And Phoenix, obviously, he's way over. And for a guy like that, if he loses his mask on Lucha Underground, that's going to be super, super shitty moment for him. So I think he's way young in his career to be losing his mask. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And Son of Havoc versus Pentagon Dark will be a Gift of the Gods ladder match. I believe that's probably the week after. That's kind of like your Intercontinental belt. Like, that could be a show stealer, right?
Oh, isn't it more like Money in the Bank, though?
I don't know. Money in the Bank isn't quite what it used to be anymore, so...
Not just the Intercontinental belt.
I feel more like these are two guys that are both pretty over in the Temple, though clearly Pentagon's more over, especially if Casey's in the Temple.
And he was. We all know he was.
Oh, I'm sure everyone will hear him during this match.
Oh, God, crying like a schoolgirl.
Actually, wait, was the Pentagon match day 1 or day 2? I don't even remember anymore.
I believe that I think it was actually day... No, it was day 1 for sure, because we were up in that... we were up in like the rafters.
Oh, yeah, right, the seating mishap.
Yeah, so you didn't really see us last night at all, and you won't see us much next week either, because we're kind of in the back row in the middle section of the bleachers where they don't film very much.
Because I was sitting with you guys in section G. We were like, second or third row, and we didn't even have any voices by then because of all the yelling we did day 1.
Yeah. So we got moved the second day to something a little bit better. But yeah, the first day we were in a weird spot.
We were right next to one of the hard cams.
Yeah, which sucks. I was right underneath the jib for the Rey Matanza thing, which was like all the action happened directly at my feet, and there's not a single shot of me because of the spot that I was in, which is fine. I mean, I've been on the show enough, but you got some good airtime this week on this episode, Jim.
Yeah, I mean, that's the spot that I actually never sit in. I was actually sitting right next to Vamp, even though you never saw us in the same shot. But it was weird because I didn't think I'd get any TV time in that area. But thank you, DJ.
Yeah, they cut you in.
Well, I was wondering I think I had that whole entire this thing the entire time because I'm like, what the hell am I watching?
Well, you had a good angle from over there too, like where we were. You know, DJ just mentioned like he'd never heard a crowd go so silent at the end of a match, but half of the reason was because nobody sitting where we were sitting could even see the end of the match.
We didn't even know. Yeah,
we knew he was getting put in the ambulance, but from the time he fell from the band thing, and we heard the crash, and we kind of saw some of it where the box was, we couldn't really see the medevac vehicle behind it.
Yeah, the only thing that I was blocked from was when they set up that barbed wire board. That was like right in the corner that I was watching, so I couldn't actually see the impact. I just saw
so you were behind it. You like just saw the board. Yeah.
Yep. I just saw. I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good, and then smash.
And then it wasn't. It wasn't good at all.
Yeah.
So the rest of this card that I'm going down. So we got the Son of Havoc versus Pentagon Dark, Gift of the Gods ladder match to settle that fiasco from last week that I'm sure Casey hated. Then we've got the El Dragon Azteca versus Matanza Cueto steel cage match. That's pretty interesting, considering that we haven't seen Ray since Matanza basically killed him or came close to it and carried off his carcass. I wonder if Dragon Azteca is going to fare the same fate. Then this is going to be an interesting one, considering the current backstage political climate, the Sexy Star versus Taya match. Because I'm sure storyline-wise, Sexy Star is probably supposed to be the face and Taya is supposed to be the heel. But even being there when it happened, I can tell you that wasn't entirely the case, and that was before all this. And so watching it on TV at this point in time, when Sexy Star is quite possibly the most hated wrestler in the entire world in the last 2 decades, for her to be portrayed as the face and that when Taya is so over everywhere, it's going to be super, super weird to watch and see how that's televised. I mean, and it was edited 6 months ago. So that's awkward.
Just edit in like her falling over and breaking her neck in the toilets or something.
Who knows? I mean,
just dies right there. Maybe breaks her arm into her own throat.
We didn't even talk to DJ about some of the backstage stuff. There wasn't.
I don't know.
There wasn't a lot in. And it's weird because with Ultima Lucha, you almost don't expect that much backstage stuff because so many storylines, you know, should be culminating and coming to their closes. So you want to see that in ring, but there's a lot of questions with like the gauntlet and the medallions and, you know, Katrina and her mom.
Which we didn't even know that at all by then.
No, at all. So, and who knows what the resolutions to those storylines might be. So there might even be some surprises for all of us who were actually there. And let's see. Then you've got Cage versus Jeremiah Crane versus
Mil Muertes.
That's just going to be the ring won't be strong enough for that.
Well, for Jeremiah, I mean, like, how is Jeremiah going to fare against 2 monsters? Or is maybe he pits them against each other and steals a win in there somehow? I don't know. I feel bad for Jeremiah. Yeah. That's like a shitty place to be in between a Cage and Mill sandwich.
Well, we saw Jeremiah and Cage and Keith Lee in FSW, and
which was absolutely amazing.
It was amazing, and I think just non-Lucha Underground related, Cage and Jeremiah, Sami Callihan had been working together a lot on the indies, at least leading up to this, either with each other or against each other. And I think they even they were selling shirts. They had some sort of inside joke where they called each other twins. Yeah. Which I don't see it, but I think there's going to be I know those two will have a tremendous amount of chemistry in the ring, and it doesn't matter who has chemistry with Mil Muertes because he'll just punch you in the face.
Do you think that Sami Callihan will be the godfather to little baby cyborg that Melissa and Cage are having? Just a question. Moving on.
We forgot to ask DJ about that.
Oh, like, really? You want to waste DJ's time asking him about that? Dear Lord.
Amongst all the things that will be different at the temple, whenever that may be, when we go back.
DJ, who won the bet?
She'll be fine.
Before it gets taped, so it'll be fine.
She'll still be the ring announcer. She just won't wear spiked heels when she climbs in the ring. I think that she'll still show up for work. Maybe she'll get a maternity leave for a couple months. But hey, the way they tape it, they could probably shoot her out.
But she already has a hard enough time getting up and into the ring with those dresses that she wears, and the fact that they don't
the shoes, dude. Have you seen the freaking shoes?
Blame the heels. Always blame the heels. It's Urban and J-Man's fault.
What kind of shoes are they, Justin?
The shoes, man. They're last real heels.
There they are. There it is.
They're the last of them. J-Man and Urban got a lot of camera time today too, but I don't know that they even watch the show anymore. Are they in the chat room? Do they watch Lucha Underground?
Urban, I don't know. Urban, like, legit fell off the earth, and J-Man, I don't think has internet.
Oh, I got to send a shout out real quick before I forget to my man Kevin Flynn for making sure that all my gear got out here this week. That's my man. Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, I want to send the same shout out to him for sending me the stuff too.
What? That's not what happened.
I think that's why he's giving a shout out.
He told me he was sending me more stuff than you. So I see why you're upset.
No, he took care of my own actual stuff. It was my stuff. He didn't send me stuff.
Yeah, he sent me your stuff too.
Yeah, Byron's walking around in your t-shirts.
Look, I'm not trying to put him on blast for his shoot job is the point, Byron. He hooked me up at his shoot job. You get it?
Yeah, I know. I got it from the beginning.
Just fucking with you. It's so much fun. Okay, and the last but not least match that has been announced is Prince Puma versus Johnny Mundo, career versus title. So my prediction is that Vinny Massaro, hands down favorite, wins the Unique Opportunity Battle Royal, and the season 4 match that DJ was talking about that he already has written is obviously Vinny Massaro versus the winner of Puma versus Mundo at the beginning of season 4.
Oh, match of the year.
What I think is going to happen is I think Vinny's going to come down at the end of that match and he's going to hit that 650, 640. I can't do math.
Yeah, I think it's just 635, but it's close.
635. He'll probably do like a 620, to be honest with you. And then when he does that, then whoever is probably going to be Marty. He's the head official. He's just going to count a 3 count for Vinny, and Vinny's going to win.
Okay, I could see that. I'd be down with that.
That's my prediction.
All right, so overall thoughts on this episode. I'll let you guys go. Yeah, my pizza's here. Go. Tell me your overall thoughts on this Hell of War match, guys. Now's your chance.
I had pizza too today.
Oh, good for you.
Well, I'm talking to Justin. Don't be rude. We're talking about pizza now.
Just because you can get pizza in America.
I had pizza last night as well. I went to the Comedy Cellar and I saw Mike Birbiglia do stand-up comedy, and I got 2 slices of pizza at the place where Louis gets it at the intro to his show. That's not a big deal. I'm just living my life.
I miss New York pizza so much.
It costs $1 a slice.
Oh, I hate West Coast pizza. I'm sure we're supposed to be talking about the Hell of War right now.
West Coast pizza gets about 4 out of 10 stars. New York pizza, on average, let's say 8.5 out of 10 stars. Meef, what do you think? You're in England. What do you know about pizza?
We get Domino's. Papa John's has just started here.
Meef, you should just probably kill yourself if that's the kind of pizza you're used to eating.
But I grew up with Sardinians, so I had proper pizza.
Soft onions?
Sardinians.
Sardinians.
It's an island off of Italy, Byron.
What does that have to do with pizza?
Italy.
They're Italian, yeah.
Justin's going to come back and he's going to be like, you guys are still talking about pizza?
Oh, let's talk about something else. I haven't had good sushi yet. I haven't just gone to have sushi yet. I need to do that. I'm just concerned that New York sushi is going to be obscenely more expensive than LA sushi.
It's New York. What do you expect?
Also, like, I can't figure out how to find people to eat fish with. I seem to.
Okay.
What?
It's okay.
Okay? Are you okay?
Yeah,
what?
Okay. You know exactly what I mean.
I saw okay at a Tier 1 show. I big leagued like all the wrestlers to shake his hand and take a mark picture with them. It was awesome.
I feel so bad doing that when I go to like the UK shows, and like I went to one and there was Tyler Bate, with his like WWE UK Championship and like Pete Dunne and all these guys, and I just totally spent the entire time talking to Phoenix and Penta. It was like fuck everybody else. And I like literally turn up at all these UK shows and don't have a clue who the UK wrestlers are. It's like I only came for the luchadors.
So how does it work?
Listen, guys. We really should be talking about the episode. You're talking about pizza and sushi the whole time.
Did you seriously not talk about the episode the whole time I was gone?
I tried, Justin.
He started talking about. He just started saying "okay" over and over again. I couldn't wrangle it. I tried my best.
This is supposed to be easier when Casey's not here. Oh, FML.
JML.
So,
all right.
So hell more, guys.
Okay, so in the first match of the evening, it was Famous B versus, or Famous B and Dr. Wagner versus Tejano.
What pizza are you eating, Justin?
No, it wasn't my pizza. It was the woman in the hotel telling me I had left my laundry in the dryer all day, which I had.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm not so smart. I'm not good at this whole traveling every day for work.
Dude, one of the things that what gets me about hotel rooms on the road is when you do need that late night dinner and you get pizza, you have to get a whole pizza, right? And then I look at the menu and I'm like, I don't want to order a medium-sized pizza. Who am I? So I'll end up just getting like an extra large pizza with breadsticks. And then it gets sent to my room and I eat as much as I can. And then I have to sleep with the rest of the pizza just laughing at me.
Yeah, there's something wrong with you, man. I just ordered like $8 worth of medium pizza. That's it. It's not that hard to do, Byron. You have to have some self-control and like.
You know what I should do? I should get on the subway and go down the East Village and get some Criff dogs. Get a chili cheese.
Well, now you live in a city where if you can't find food to eat at any point in time, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
When did this turn into a food vlog?
I don't know. Byron is once again derailing the whole thing. And I work on a damn food show now, Byron.
This is what the people want to hear.
The last thing I want to do is talk about food at the end of the day. That's all I do is go to restaurants and look at people's food all day long.
You know, marshmallows.
Being the Elite did a video where they went outside in a parking lot and then they had Cody. Of all the things he could do, they had him just do a monologue from Independence Day.
That was amazing.
That was amazing. But that was their video. I thought there was going to be more. And
there was.
That was it.
Does there need to be more?
It was part of the latest Being the Elite. That was just part of it.
They teased Daniel Bryan being in the trunk and being the stooge. And the thing is, if Daniel Bryan gets out of his contract, they're going to try and get him in the Bullet Club. Daniel Bryan wants to do an Oppressive match with Rush, not Leo Rush.
Rush.
But Leo Rush thinks that he wants the match with him. It's a weird thing. Hearts are getting broken.
Hearts are getting broken all over the place, and most of them are yours.
It's true.
Thank you. Wait, weren't we talking about the Lucha Underground show? Okay,
I'm pretty sure we were.
Famous B.
Justin, I have a question. Do you think when DJ was here, I could have asked him how much I could pay, or when we were talking to EV Dub, to pay for like some CG work to, I don't know, like blur people or a person out in the audience?
Who did you want to blur out in the audience?
I don't know.
Everybody but Byron.
Oh, really? There's
blur me out? No, I want to blur Casey's stupid face out. I don't want to scare people from the
everybody's friends when they're in the temple. It's a little time capsule of friendship. Just because they're not friends afterwards doesn't mean that they're not friends when they're in the temple.
Okay.
We were all friends. It's all friendship.
You were like family. I remember Twitter. I remember what it was like.
Shut up, fam.
Shut up, fam. I got your Hoot fam right here. Click.
Hoot fam.
It's the kind of click you're getting from me.
I was gonna say, is Justin gonna shoot me now? Is this about?
Oh, it's a shoot. Oh, it's a shoot. All right. You're just lucky it's your birthday. Casey said, "Look, let the kid on. It's his fucking birthday. He's turning like 300 years old." How many? So, how old are you? You're 30 years old now, Maeve?
I am officially an old man now.
What's that in stones?
Oh.
Meef legit earlier today told me. Meef said to me with a straight fucking face, one of the many things he said to me, which makes him crazy, is that he says, I'm in my 20s. I'm 30 years old.
In America, because you guys are behind me. And then I realized actually technically my birthday was yesterday in America. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, so you're still fucking 30. You're old.
Yeah, I'm still fucking 30. I'm still lying.
Your metabolism is gonna give up on you. Your hair is gonna start to fall out. You're gonna gray.
My metabolism gave up on me fucking when I was a teenager.
I met that when I turned 30. It's true. Everything is downhill. Life sucks. Your friends and the people who love you stop loving you, and everything hurts.
I thought you said 30, not 3. That was at 3 for you, wasn't it? When your mom stopped loving you.
Oh,
my parents will love me forever, Justin. And that was rude of you to say that.
That's not what the letter said to me, but that's fine.
They wouldn't even talk to you. They're, because of the.
So I'm taking a picture of the what? What
are you trying to selfie yourself being on the podcast? Are you trying to put yourself over on Instagram right now?
How do I do this?
He's starting a story so someone can follow it.
Why do you want me to leave your picture on the screen so you can get a picture of yourself, Byron? Is that what's going on here? Look, so Famous B and Dr. Wagner versus Tejano. For a match that's going to be completely forgotten on this episode. It was actually a really good match. A, I love Dr. Wagner surprises. B, I like Tejano. And C,
fuck
Famous B's a bump machine, as I said earlier. And Brenda.
Brenda is not that bad.
Brenda had a microphone on during this match, I believe.
Well, she always has a microphone on, doesn't she?
I feel like they started doing that in the middle of the season. I feel like they used to run over and boom her when she would get involved when stuff would spill out. And then I think they realized that she's over there being so entertaining the whole time that they just have to mic her. And
yeah, I think the funniest part about all that was, I don't know if anyone caught it, but after she kissed Tejano, she looks at the camera and she's like, tastes like barbecue sauce.
Oh, that's so good.
I was just like,
tastes like popcorn.
It's like, no, mouth, not eyes. But like, I actually had to rewind it. I'm like, did she just say what I thought she did? And sure enough, she did. And I thought it was great.
Yeah, she's surprisingly a comedic genius. She really is.
She got to teach Brian.
Yeah.
Long fucking lesson.
How come I'm the only one who's astounded that Meef has a replica Phantasma groin in his home?
Dude, because we already knew that Meef was a mark for Phantasma. Like, well, these things just shouldn't surprise you anymore.
I'm a mark. I get masks and stuff. I don't get the genitalia sculpted out of my favorite luchador.
Okay, but if you were Paul London, Mark, you said you wouldn't get a codpiece?
No, I get a codpiece. I've been asking for a codpiece. We all have, and I want the jacket. I'll be Paul London for Halloween if I could get the goddamn jacket. Not that
you should be Kenny Omega for Halloween.
Yeah.
Who's gonna get that? I'm gonna walk around.
Who would get Paul London?
Yeah, really.
I know, but Paul London looks like a fun time.
A lot of cute Japanese girls in New York would totally get it if you did Kenny Omega. How about that?
I should do Kenny Omega.
Exactly.
Literally.
If you did Paul London, people will think you were just a knockoff of Alex DeLarge from Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, but people do that.
Or a sex pest.
So what do I do for pants for Kenny Omega? Let's brainstorm this out. Let's workshop this. Where would I get that?
Something tight and spandex and full length. Pleather's.
Pleather.
It's New York, dude. You could probably just actually get a pair of Kenny Omega's pants.
Yeah.
All right, so the second match, Hell of War.
So tweet MMM show if you have Kenny Omega clothes.
Oh my god!
For Halloween.
Oh, anyway, yeah. So Famous B is now has Tejano. We're ending the season with Tejano and Famous B's control, which is very interesting.
By the way, have they ever announced what Famous B's company was before this episode?
I think last week. I think last week was, or a couple weeks ago was the first time that was Infamous Entertainment or whatever the fuck it is.
Was it not on his card?
Is it Infamous Incorporated or
Infamous Incorporated?
No, on his card, it just says Famous B and the number. So didn't have anything beforehand.
Yeah, I think it got written in post. Would be my guess.
Okay, because he only had one. He's always only had one client at a time. So.
Well, look, he's got a whole roster now. He's got Wagner and Tejano.
Is this officially a stable with Brenda?
Yes. It is. It's a full-on stable. And as DJ was kind of talking about it, like, it'll be interesting to see how they bring Wagner back. If Wagner stays in the mask in the Lucha Underground universe, if he's just that guy still, or if he comes in unmasked now.
When Superfly came in, he was masked.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
so
the Superfly,
just leave him masked.
Best thing they could do.
The Superfly thing, though, is, I think, unique because he had just lost his mask, and I think they brought him in. They put the mask back on him to do a short program where he got to lose the mask to Sexy Star.
Fucked over.
What do you mean?
I think it would be awesome if Wagner came in with the mask on and they just used it as an excuse for another mask match for an previously unmasked superstar. That would be hilariously awesome.
How much do you think he would charge for a second mask match?
Probably the exact same price.
He's not been paid for the first one, I don't think.
He's like, just give me a goddamn house.
The thing is, what they should do is have him be Limo Guy. And just
Limo Guy's back!
no sell the fact that he's Wagner or...
Just have him be as the unmasked guy.
Limo Guy is back.
Yeah.
What do you mean Limo Guy's back?
I thought Limo Guy was gone when he took the claw off. And then we saw him in the episode we didn't do a show. Limo Guy's back in a goddamn limo.
I don't
Limo
think he ever left Limo.
Limo Guy didn't have the claw the first time we saw him either when he was smoking the cigar.
He was Mr. Claw.
Was he trying to do...
That's why we made
You're assuming it's the same limo and the same guy both times.
And the same claw.
Why are we calling him Mr. Claw instead of the Cigar Man from X-Files?
No, we were calling him Limo Guy, and then we switched to calling him Dr. Claw when we saw the Claw.
Yeah, but
maybe it's back to Limo Guy again. Maybe they're not the same person, Byron, is what I'm saying.
There could be more meetings than just one person.
Do you think Arnold is the father of the baby?
Melissa's baby?
Yeah.
It's Phoenix's. It's going to come out on fire.
Phoenix, not Phoenix.
He's from England. We only let him on the show to say things like Phoenix.
That's how you say it.
Don't blow it.
You say it in Tennessee.
It's Phoenix. If you ask him, he'll tell you it's Phoenix.
That's how.
He really can't speak English that well either, me.
He's pretty good. You know, he's good at English. He's good at English.
No, he's good at speaking words that are English, but making them sound correct is a whole other story.
T-shirt, $35.
He pretty much just tells me how much things are, and I go, okay, just take it. Just take my wallet. So.
What a mark.
Do you know who smokes cigars and is Lucha Libre?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Ultimo Dragon.
Flippy shit.
Big Rick.
Ultimo Dragon.
It's not Ultimo Dragon.
I know, but it'd be so good if it was. Because I love Ultimo Dragon.
You know, it should be Okada.
Oh. Can you imagine if it was?
Okada is the real world champion. J-Man and I saw him. Some other people were there.
I was there.
It's not Okada.
It was fun.
Did you just turn up for Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, he fought Cody Rhodes. It was a good match. Cody's getting better and better. I need to see his match against Suzuki. Anyways, it was a good match. I'd say thumbs up.
5 stars?
So the spots that I like. Well, first of all, you know it's Ultima Lucha when Tejano flies over the ropes before I leave that first match, because Tejano actually did an over-the-rope dive, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here?
You know what else?
Fully decked out in his Lucha Underground gear.
Yeah. He had Lucha Underground, like, themed gear. I was going to say, Jimmy, but I guess you can finish the thought.
I mean, and that was it. That's all you get, but that was still worth it. So... I don't even know where to start with the Hell of War match. Like, do I start at Whack-A-Mole, the Whack-A-Mole spot at the beginning? That was super awesome.
It starts off, but like all 3 times that I saw that spot, every single time when Dante pops his head up, I'm like, this is stupid. Why is he doing this stupid thing? And then it plays out, and it's awesome. Every time I get suckered in, and his running moonsault made it even better. That was just like, oh my god.
And I'm pretty sure they did the whack-a-mole spot several more times, but I think they only showed it once on TV.
They did only show it once because the whole crowd was yelling whack-a-mole because he was sticking his head up. But I think they thought it was too much of a flippy indie shit comedy spot to stay in the match that way. But I mean, because you just see his head pop through once and the chair slam, and then the whole crowd's going whack-a-mole, whack-a-mole.
Yeah, because he stuck his head through different rungs each time.
So for those who weren't there, it was very entertaining, and it was actually kind of funny and probably misplaced. Now that I think about it, it's probably not the best plan.
Lighting people up for the whole death and dismemberment that happens later.
Yeah, but it was really funny live. And DJ said they only cut 5 minutes out. I feel like it was closer to about 20 minutes that got cut out.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say at least minimum of 10 to 15. There's no way that only 5 minutes got cut out of that. Yeah. There was a lot of setup for a lot of those things.
I'd be very surprised to find out it was less than that. So let's see. Was also, even when we were there, I was really surprised that there was no hard way blood from all the chair shots before they even got to the glass spot. Like, thinking it was a first blood match. And I know Killshot was taking a lot of them, and he had the mask to protect him in case he did.
Yes, that's a little Roman Reigns-y, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the thing is, you've seen so many times, like, was it Braun Strowman versus Lesnar on the weekend? Like, they don't even know how he happened, but he got a cut under the eye. All you need is to catch it on a glove or a piece of material. So, like, first blood matches always, to me, have been a bit stupid, unless it's in a WWE environment where they generally, they avoid everything and then just blade.
Well, it was pretty impressive with some of the shots and some of the spots that they were doing, even with the ladder and stuff. It was like, yeah, dude, one of these guys, especially with the scar tissue that AR has, that guy has a lot of scar tissue that can open up pretty damn easily. So I was honestly surprised that they didn't fucking bleed sooner. But look, they got to the glass spot, and it was pretty fucking sweet. What was the other one? Oh, the leg drop from the stands over to the chair on the apron. And Byron, you know how much Byron hates apron spots, and that was right in front of where we were sitting that day.
That was awesome.
I thought Byron, I thought you were going to cuss him out. I thought you were going to be like, "You sick fuck! Why would you do that?"
Everything goes in that match.
The Spanish fucking fly.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was after that spot that it's one of the times they showed me, and like the angle from where I saw it was like you could see the crunch of Killshot's head.
Oh,
it was nuts.
It was fucking brutal. And then there was like, I think there was one point where AR tried to do the standing springboard low main pain and almost bit it, but still pulled it off somehow. Like, he totally botched the spot, and they still got it. Like, I think Shane just threw himself into it anyway. And
Fox his one foot slipped, but he put all the momentum in his other foot and still pulled it off.
It was amazing. Like, I've seen people botch that way before, and they usually just kind of go down to the ring apron and then do something else, or do a DDT or something, or a suplex back in the ring.
Well, I think the problem with that was it was a double springboard. It was a springboard from each of them. So if one of them messed it up, the other one couldn't really recover.
It was really great.
Yeah, I mean, someone didn't die off that was quite miraculous, to be honest with you.
What's that? Which one?
How someone didn't die when they went over the rope, and it was basically it was like a brain buster almost. Like because
they went to the outside, but they hold on, so they both just went.
And they both just
like Slinky.
Yeah, and usually they tease a spot like that. They just went right into it.
Yeah,
these guys are out of their minds.
Like, was it the Spanish fly onto the steel chair? That was totally fucking insane.
Oh god, that was nuts too.
How did someone not be crippled? Like, Jesus Christ.
You know what though? If you watch that spot again, it actually looks it's perfectly done. It looks totally safe. I mean,
it's about the angle that they hit it.
Yeah, there's a few of them where it looked gnarly, but it was actually those guys actually worked pretty safe considering how ridiculous this match was, and you could tell that the planning was there for all these spots. Is probably why.
But this is what I was saying to DJ when I said I'm pretty sure AR Fox could teach these guys the stunt guys how to fucking do their job, because I'm not being funny. Like when he jumped up to do the Spanish fly, and he slipped as well, didn't he? One of the Spanish flies, and so all that needed was that spot to just be a slip, and someone's not walking again.
Well,
hey, are you guys trying to get
inches
PW
off or centimeters off? That's all it takes.
Oh,
isn't it?
Hold on, Jimmy, are you
just
trying to get
sale.
PWG
I'm not trying,
tickets?
man. They bumped the prices up. It's not even a bola anymore. Front row is $90, and general and standing room are $70. I want to be there.
Fuck that.
I want to be there. Night 2 looks awesome, like
You know,
especially with Zack Sabre versus Walter and
Oh,
all that. But yeah, but I can't do it. You know, I went to bola. I think that's good enough for next few months. Maybe whenever the next event after All-Star Weekend is.
how effing hot was it in there for bola? Like, I was actually genuinely worried that you guys might die. Like, somebody might die.
I was only there for night 3. The first 2 nights I heard were pretty bad, but I actually brought a mini fan that I hooked up to a mobile battery pack, and that thing saved me.
Yeah, I mean, like, the Valley was so brutal. Of course, all that talk about should I get tickets or not get tickets, and I didn't get tickets because I didn't think I would be there. I was in the Valley that night, that whole weekend.
You probably could have walked up and gotten standing room.
I thought about it.
They're still doing that?
They do it occasionally. They've just been super cool with it. As long as you show up, you wait, and they're like, "Hey, I know you guys are sold out, but can I just get standing room?"
Oh, no, I thought about it, but then I went out on my balcony and smoked a cigarette, and it was like 106 degrees at night that first night. And I was yeah, there's no way I want to walk up the street and go to bola. Fuck this.
The thing is you could just walk in anyway and they'd let you sit up front row, because didn't that happen like every night?
Not if you're Mil Machetes. If you're Mil Machetes, you definitely can't do that.
No,
He even had a ticket. They didn't want him to do it.
I know.
Yeah.
That was a fucking fiasco.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I couldn't survive without that fan, and I think it's ironic. I mean, it's not really a spoiler since it's in the teaser, but one of the other guys next to me actually had his little fan, and Pentagon took it and used it in the match, which was amazing.
That's not what you want. You want that fan back. Like, fuck you, Pentagon.
He got it back.
Oh, did he?
That was great. I mean, it was kind of broken, but it still worked.
Hey, that's even better.
In terms of the bowler thing, the price wise, you guys would love the UK, because like we had the Fight Club Pro, the guys who have like Cam Callahan and Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. They did a Dream Tag Team Invitational, which is wrestler Angelica, Jack Evans, the Lucha Brothers. But like when they did that, front row was £25, so $35, and like the first night they had was the Elite versus the UK Strong Style, which is like a mega really in terms of the guys are all on WWE, and basically that was I think £30, so like again $40 front row.
But that's pretty much how it is at all the indies, everywhere else. I mean, even with the top level guys, it's just PWG, and they get the money, so they're just going to keep driving it up because they keep getting the money.
Well, I think that Southern California wrestling is just in a boom, so everything's priced up. PCW, Championship Wrestling from Hollywood's tonight in Hollywood. Like, they're actually in Hollywood for once.
For once in a long time.
Yeah, and they're charging $30 a ticket. I'm like, $30 a ticket for Championship Wrestling from Hollywood? That's pricey.
Yeah. Aren't all the wrestlers, don't they stay with Excalibur and eat at that Denny's in Reseda anyway? Like, how much can it be to book someone for PWG?
Probably not much, but they're making all their money so they can get everyone to come in.
Yeah.
It's the appeal. So. Like, I haven't paid $25, $30 for an indie show since I was back east and going to Ring of Honor and CZW.
Yeah, I mean, if you're paying anything over $50, you should be getting front row and a meet and greet and autographs and like a lot of stuff.
Which is what PCW is doing. I think it's like 50 to 70 for that. But PWG, you're going just to be a part of it. And honestly, I'd rather spend $90 front row at PWG than $90 for a Raw and sit in like the nosebleed section.
Yeah.
I mean, like I paid to go see Phoenix last year. And
I just love when he says Phoenix.
Phoenix. And it was basically there's a company over here, and what they do is they do like one show on the Friday evening, then there's one midday Saturday, one the evening of Saturday, and the same Sunday. So like if you go, it's 5 shows, but if you buy the whole weekend ticket, it's like £70, £90. And like it's not always the same match. It's not even the same match as like they do like tournaments and stuff all the time. So like the first one you'll see, it was like the knockout of the tournament. You have like an hour break, come in like 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock at night, and then it goes back into the tournament, finishing it up. It's like, and they book it all together. And to be honest with you, you can buy meet and greets, but like when you go to them, everybody's just sat around like selling merch. So like, really, all you do is you pay like the $5, and like then you get like a pit. So they'll let you take a picture, but generally they kind of.
I mean, the whole point is you're basically paying to be a mark that comes and pays more money.
Yeah,
but that way you're easily identifiable as the mark that you are. But I like them. I mean, I like to go to the meet and greets because honestly, I know then that the performers are getting a little bit extra money and it's going straight to them. And I'll go and buy an 8x10 or a T-shirt or something for guys that I like and get a photograph. But that's, I mean, I do that because I know it's supporting them, and that's a good part of how they make their money. And they're getting forced to stand around there anyway. And a lot of times those guys, dudes will double up on what their booking pay is at some of those things. I mean, they will make a lot of their real money at those fucking dumb things.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean, like Penta, like, and like, Phoenix. If when they come over, because they have the high value item, like, you know, the masks and stuff, and obviously, you know me, I buy like 10. So like, the thing is that they can do that, and they can that like pays for their trip. Because when Penta came over in February, he literally just like was rolling out fucking cash. It was like, holy shit.
I'm sure that doesn't even include the money that's thrown in the ring after they're done the match.
Oh, we don't do that in England. I was going to do it, but I thought I'd be the one person like throwing like dollars.
I want to go up to Canada and do it and throw toonies at the guys. I'm just a dick, though.
Guys,
what,
we have breaking Marty Jannetty news. His latest Facebook post starts off with all caps.
He wants to screw his daughter?
All caps. Breaking news for all media. No sex with daughters.
Sad.
Marty Jannetty is breaking the news that he hasn't had sex with his daughter.
Yet.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to admit it's pretty surprising news.
Yeah. I mean, he really wanted to. He says he was hacked, and I think he's bringing it up because the Young Bucks made a joke at his expense at their Reddit AMA today or yesterday about it. But I will be limiting what I say here due to attorney's advice and lawsuits in progress. Who's he suing? His daughter for not sleeping with him?
What else would I have?
I got to do a podcast about something that's not wrestling. The wrestling world is so messed up. Like,
it's always fun trying to explain shit like this to people who aren't wrestling fans, and you try to justify why you're a wrestling fan, and you just never can.
You can't. It's impossible. And they just look at you like, really? Really? Is there something wrong with you? And then deep down inside you say, yeah, I guess there is.
Try explaining that.
If you're a wrestling fan, all you do is say Marty Jannetty, and you go, all right, I get it.
Yeah.
Byron's trying to find Kenny Omega's pants.
I got to find his pants.
Jimmy is subjecting himself to torture by sitting in a room that's 105 degrees. Meatloaf is building another man's penis in his room behind him there. And I deal with Casey every week. Clearly, we all have a problem.
Yeah. Certifiable.
More than certifiable.
And it's almost all wrestling related.
It absolutely is. Anybody else got anything they want to say about this episode of Lucha Underground?
It was fucking insane.
Yeah,
it was just fucking good.
I like to think I think it's funny that like if you noticed like before the Hell of War match started, there was already blood on the canvas.
Yes.
Because the Hell of War match was the end of day one. So non-spoiler, if you weren't at the temple, you can kind of get an idea where the rest of Ultima Lucha goes.
Yeah, and I think one of those is next week too. So
yeah,
enjoy. There's going to be some fun ones. Now, I had teased this a long time ago when we talked to Evie Dub.
I was going to ask
there is one match coming up that I find to have been absolutely dreadful, and everyone is going to be surprised when I finally say what that match is. Evie Dub knows what it is. I told him, and he was like, "Really?" And I said, "Yes, that match was a stink bomb." So let's see if you guys can.
Was I sitting with you guys for this match? Because I don't even remember anymore.
I don't know, and I can't say. I can't. No. I'll give it away if I say what I was. About
I texted you.
All right.
Yes, it's that one, Byron.
Yeah, but it also.
It's worth it, but it's not a good match. That's all I can say.
I don't want to say anymore, but
you can't. You can't. We'll talk about it. We'll have our chance. We'll have our day.
Where do I get Kenny Omega pants?
I'll find you a guy. Don't worry.
Oh my god.
I mean, I don't want to pay Mark prices for pleather pants.
You pay Mark prices for masks.
I haven't bought one since my birthday. And the Rey Mysterio mask after that, and the Parka mask.
You know, I have the mask maker hookup in Mexico, so I can always, ask around.
What's the hookup? You go, can you make me a mask, and then
literally
pay them money.
Yeah.
And pretty much anybody who you ask says yes, and then you just get something in return or nothing, and they run off with your money.
Oh, we got to make MMM show masks, dude.
I'm working on it.
You're working on it. I was talking to Meef about it 5 months ago.
I made the picture, didn't I? I made the design, didn't I?
You guys go ahead and make the bootleg one, and then I'll just shut that shit down, and then I'll make the real one.
It's already happened. I've already made the bootleg.
Are you sending a cease and desist?
Yeah. Wait. Speaking of which, how did that go over with Thunder Rosa? We haven't talked about that yet.
Yeah.
She loved. Well, it was really weird because, like I know I've said to you before, like I've been missing like where I'm from, and like where I'm from is like 400 miles away, which is like 3/4 of England. So I went back up home, and she was wrestling in what can only be described as a social club. So It's like an old Victorian building, so it's all real nice carving, but it had like some there's like a political party pub below, and like we're talking like billiards kind of style. So you had to go around the back upstairs, and it was like a functional hall on top. So it was a very strange venue, and I like paid £8 for front row, but it was generally like kids, and there was like no real name talent on there other than Thunder Rosa. And there was one kid who was there who was ridiculously good, and I was meant to actually talk to him and try and get him to like watch some like Flamita and Phoenix and some other guys to kind of make his career better. But
yeah, he should definitely watch Flamita,
because like he took, like where they had the ring was like where you would have like the band stage, so like you could step off the stage onto the ring apron. And he was like a good 2-3 foot away from it, but he took a proper dive over the top and just like really nailed it. But yeah, it was good. She's a wonderful lady, is Mel.
Well, I'm glad you got to finally meet her. We love Mel. She's always awesome and whatever.
She loved the shirt. She loved the shirt. She literally like the first thing she did was like stick it on and walk around with it. So she was awesome. Yeah, but yeah, it was the back end of her tour here. She'd been here for like nearly 2 weeks.
Yeah, I mean, she was on like British television, and she worked a bunch of shows. I mean, she fucking went over and did the deal. She was really touring. What's that?
She didn't have I don't think she had a lot of shows. Considering she was here for like a month. In reality, like I think she came over the beginning of September, but she managed to get on Lucha Britannia, which I don't know if you've heard of.
I did after that. I mean, that was the first when she did it was the first time I'd really heard of it.
So she does Lucha Britannia, which is like they do not burlesque. They do burlesque shows as well, but like the Cirque du Soleil stuff, and they have like the champion Cassius, I think his name is, who's like a gay wrestler who's their champion, and they're really cool. Like a company doing alternative stuff, and one of the guys who runs
like Lucha Vavoom is out in LA.
Yeah, it's that kind of style, and one of the guys who runs Mass Republic Europe, he goes there quite a lot. So like it was good for her to get there because I think that'll be like one booking that she'll definitely get more all the time. So it was more I think about putting her name across because she didn't wrestle a whole lot, but she got to see quite a bit of like London and stuff. So but like she came up from London to go to a place called Batley, which is just outside Leeds. Leeds is remotely a big city, and then basically. She drove all the way back down to London to then go to Scotland.
Jesus.
Which is a 10-hour drive.
Yeah, that's a yeah, but man, she's not unused to being in a car for 13, 14 hours to do that kind of shit. She's crazy for doing it, but she does it.
And it was a lot more relaxed because like she was here, like I said, there was days between the wrestling, I think, in most of it. so she had some chill out time. But wrestling shows in the UK, there's not like every day like going to be a wrestling show around, so it's quite difficult.
I hear a video game.
Yeah, I hear it too.
Is it me? It's not me, is it?
It was me, I think. I think it was my wire. But yeah, she enjoyed the T-shirt. I did tell her it was bootleg as fuck, and you'd get her a proper one.
It was authorized bootleg though, for the record.
Yeah.
We couldn't get the official one ordered and sent to her in the appropriate amount of time, so we got Meef the official logo and some, and some stuff so he could actually get her shirt, which is awesome. So Meefloaf actually is now a clothier for Mass Mats and Mayhem show.
Clothing
International.
Yeah.
Clothier.
Mayhem Europe. That'll be me.
I want to see the paperwork. I want to see your business logs for the merch of ours that you're pushing. I want to make sure that we're getting our cut.
I'll get some Vistaprint cards printed off.
mmshop.co.uk.
Exactly. Have I lost all the chat? I have, haven't I?
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah,
Are we still live?
My screen died back there. We are, but we won't be for very long because I do have a couple of things I have to go and deal with. But
yeah. Oh, and I have to head out for Korean barbecue. So.
Ooh, that sounds
you son of a bitch! We got done talking about food.
Fucking Korean barbecue, motherfuckers.
Hey, thanks to everybody who watched my my show Gear Dogs. This is the official Doghouse T-shirt over here. Get your merchandise from Cultured Customs. Anyway, ratings were up last week, and the ratings were up last week. So thank everybody for watching, and hopefully they watched this week too, because it's one of my favorite episodes. And then there's a couple more left, so please keep watching because I want to stay gainfully employed, just like DJ and everybody else in the TV business. It's hard out here for a pimp. Please watch my show Mondays, 10 p.m. Discovery Channel.
Yeah, watch.
They don't have Discovery Channel in the UK.
No, we do, but like I was just saying, it doesn't necessarily come out at the same time.
Oh, probably
We're
not.
usually
Yeah.
about 6 months behind, and they probably changed the working title of it.
Well, it's called Gear Dogs over here. It's on the Discovery Go app. It's on Motor Mondays on Discovery Channel at 10 p.m. East Coast, which is God only knows what time for everyone else in the world, but Byron knows when to watch it. When's your show on, Byron?
My show is on Saturdays on DIY, 10 p.m., 9 Central. Our season finale is this Saturday, I believe. It's really good. You're going to see the whole house. You're going to see the party. You're going to see a lot of really cool stuff.
Wow, man, I feel like you just finished building that house. That episode's already coming that soon, huh?
Our finale is just happening. Then I'm probably going to go back out in November and start it all over again.
Man, you need to tell the DIY people that they need to get on Sling because I can only watch your show when I'm back home in LA, which sucks. What about you guys? You guys got anything else to plug? Don't let Byron talk anymore.
You just get the DIY app on your Apple TV like I do, then use your parents' cable password.
Oh, jeez. All right, now I'm muted, Byron, so you can plug.
I guess I'll plug my thing. Thor Ragnarok comes to theaters and cinemas on November 3rd.
Nice. Yeah, I'm excited about that as well.
It's actually my favorite one this year out of the 2 that we've done, so there you go. Also, props to Taika Waititi, awesome director, hilarious guy. So it's going to be a really good movie.
I'm looking forward to Black Panther. Just saying.
Oh, that's going to be the hotness. I'm telling you right now, that is awesome.
Saying. That's going to be the shit.
Come February, also coming to cinemas, Black Panther.
What about you over there, Mr. Meatloaf? What are you going to plug? Your birthday? Phantasma?
Phantasma, yeah. Everybody should support Phantasma. He's a good guy. He is. He's a really good guy. So, and he's going to be a fucking champion if they ever let him fight Johnny Mundo one-on-one, but they don't want to without Cross.
You mean Johnny Impact?
Yeah.
Johnny Impact. Yeah, I didn't even watch it. I had it on behind me for a while there, but I never watched it. So I guess I'll have to watch that match later.
I can't differentiate between Priestley and Kevin Cross. Only the collar I can tell the difference now.
You know this man is a murderer, right? He's going to kill you.
His name is Killer.
He lives in Vegas, too, where he knows where holes in the ground are that he can just bury you in and no one will ever know.
Desert as far as the eye can see.
He knows I'll take a suplex off him anytime.
Oh my God, you have a death wish. All right, well, Lucha Expo is only like 332 days away, so everyone
coming right up.
I'm not actually going to reach 31, so there you go.
Figure out what you're doing for Lucha Expo next year, guys. Let's make a trip out of it, especially if there's no Lucha Underground, which better come back, damn it, before DJ has to get some other job and then he's unavailable.
How do you make a show without DJ and Roach? You're not going to make
dude, DJ could have 2 jobs and he would still write all of season 4 of Lucha Underground. He would find the time. I mean, Roach found the time last year when he was doing fucking Big Brother Over the Top and Big Brother and like all his other shit, like, and he's got a baby now. Like, those guys will find the time. I'm sure they'll all find the time.
Where do I get a Kenny Omega shirt?
ProWrestlingTees.com.
In time for Halloween?
Hot topic.
If you order it now, it takes like a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's not. That's not the hard part. It's
or go to a Hot Topic.
Oh, well, where the fuck's a Hot Topic? I'm in New York.
If you're gonna be Kenny Omega, though, you should just do the punch with no shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like
Byron's floppy tits.
Do a push-up and buy some spandex,
motherfucker.
And on that note, I gotta head out.
I drink the same protein breakfast shake that Vampiro drinks, you motherfucker.
Oh my God!
Right, Jimmy? Jimmy and I are on the same training regimen as Vampiro. A legend.
So until next time, stay calm and stay in the mix.
Stay in the mix. Stay cool.
Stay calm.
Beef.
Stay cool and stay in the mix.
Oh my God.